today's review, we're going to be taking a look at the McFarlaneToys DC Multiverse Batman 3 Jokers Batgirl. And here we have the figure standing straight out of the box without any crazy poses or accessories. My first impressions, first of all, this figure has a lot of trouble standing up. This is probably the third time of me recording this first impressions footage because the figure constantly was falling over. So I hope I don't have to repeat it again. But she will make very good use of the display stand that she comes with, I'm pretty sure. But I did want to demonstrate to you that she can stand on her own without it, although pretty hard to do so. I don't think I'm a very big fan of this plastic cape. I mean, it looks cool, and the hair as well. It looks like the wind is blowing her hair and the cape in a specific direction, so she makes a pretty good, dynamic pose on your shelf with this. And I'm not sure that I'm a very big fan of the side-eye with these new McFarlane DC Multiverse figures, because if you want the figure to look the other way, it's not gonna work. She's just constantly looking to her left, yeah. Other than that, I really like the colors and the sculpting, and I'm really looking forward to this figure, so let's check out all the accessories that she comes with. And here you can see all the accessories that this figure comes with. First of all, let's take a look at the most obvious one. It's the usual DC Multiverse display stand. As you can see, there's a DC stamp on it. There's nothing really interesting about it. You can just simply plug this into either one of her feet. It's gonna be a pretty solid. As you can see, she's standing pretty well. Let's just put her, let's just leave her there so you can see it. Second, the most notorious is the trading card or collecting card. And as you can see, they have started using figure photography. I think I've said this before, but I much prefer the actual comic art displayed on here rather than figure photography. Here's the bio if you want to read it for yourself. And let's take a look at this. It's a Batman style grappling gun. It's nicely sculpted. There's no wash or anything on it. They just sculpted black plastic. Not too bad, but I think it's a bit too large in my opinion. And it's kind of weird that she does have trigger fingers on both hands, even though this doesn't really have a trigger. But you can put it in either one of her hands, I believe. It is a bit of a tight grip, but oh my god. The brute force you need to apply on some of these figures. I'm not even going to edit this one out. You can just see for yourself how hard it is. As you can see, she holds it pretty well. And you can do a grappling hook shooting pose. And here's the Batgirl style Batarang. That's why it's yellow. Usually with Batman it's black. And sorry if my fingers look kind of weird. I was just doing my exercise and they look kind of red and sweaty. So even though I wash my hands, they look kind of weird and dirty. Sorry. I think this is a bit too thick in my opinion. It looks like a Batarang cookie or something. But it's nice, and it's nice that it's yellow, so it fits the character. And you can put this in, again, either one of her hands. And the display stand just fell off, whatever. I don't know how you would do this. Maybe like this. Maybe just twist it around like this, actually. I'm not sure how to put this. No. Let me just kind of pry it open like this and quickly put it in before it closes again. Oh my god, okay. It seems to go in quite nice like this, as you can see. That's a nice grab, I guess. And you can have this kind of pose where she's got the grappling gun in one hand and the Batarang in the other. And she's standing. It's a miracle. Okay, now let's get into the details of the figure. Let's take a look at the details, starting from top to bottom. Starting with the head. As you can see, it's a very nice looking head sculpt. But again, it's kind of weird. She's looking directly to the side at all times. Like she's, like there was like some awkward going on, and she's looking at the sides like, what the hell? Or something like that. It's kind of weird. I'm not a big fan of this. You could have her, you know, holding the batarang like this, and she's about to throw it to her left. But other than that, if you want to have her looking to the right, I mean, you can't have it. So it's kind of weird. Other than that, it's a nice paint application and sculpt, and it's nice that her hair drips out of the cowl. It's a nice touch, and there's a nice wash on the hair as well. It's kind of soft, so it gets out of the way of the articulation a little bit, but it will also hinder it ever so slightly. The cape, it's nice soft rubber-like material, nice feeling to the touch, and it's also kind of blowing to the right by the wind, I guess, as with her hair. It's a nice action pose. It's not the worst cape I've ever seen, and it's nice that it's kind of shorter. Batman's cape always drips down to like this, but Batgirl's drips down only to her butt, it seems like. The chest emblem is also very nice. Other than that, I really like this choice of yellow that they chose. The belt, it looks very simple, yet quite nice. You can also see kind of a bat emblem going on right here. You can see her back if you want. And again, here you can also see the bat emblem on her boots. And she does have and again, there's a bat emblem right there as well on her, at the end of her feet. Very nice. Now let's take a look at the articulation. Let's get into the articulation, starting from top to bottom. Mind that this is my personal copy of the figure, so I might be a bit more careful with it. Starting with the head, it's on a ball joint. Doesn't really want to go back too much because of the hair. In fact, she cannot look up whatsoever. She can look down quite a bit, it's not too bad. Moves to the side like this. She can, okay, it just fell off, okay. Be careful. You can't really rotate it all the way around because it wants to pop out, but it's easy to plug it back, thankfully. Her hands are on a hinge, they go out 90 degrees. She can pull off a full T-pose. There is a bicep swivel right there. Double jointed elbows. Oh my gosh, she can full on, look at this. She can do like a, I want to have her in kind of like a thinking pose. Can she pull that off? Look. Almost. Look. Like she's pondering the questions of the universe itself. Like, That's a very nice looking pose, actually. Okay, and the hands are on the usual McFarlaneToys hinge, so they move, you know, horizontally, or however you want to move that little hinge. They move vertically or horizontally, however you wish. Torso is on a ball joint, moves side to side, not too bad. Moves forward nicely, moves back very nicely. There might actually be a torso swivel, I'm not sure. Yeah, there is a swivel on the torso here. There is no thigh cut, nor there is any sort of cut on the leg, which is kind of unfortunate. She can pull off a full-on Jean-Claude Van Damme. Goes forward this much, goes back not so much. Her butt seems to hinder it quite a bit, but, beg your pardon, double jointed knees go about this much. Go forward, the feet go forward this much, go back this much, and there's a rock side to side and toe articulation. Now let's get into the size and comparisons. And size-wise, Batgirl seems to be standing at approximately 17 centimeters to the top of her head, which in inches translates to 6.7 inches in height. For comparisons, here she is standing next to the DC Multiverse Dark Knight Returns Batman. For a 6-inch scale comparison, here we have her sitting next to the Star Wars The Black Series Beskar Armand Mandalorian. And here we have her sitting next to a can of Coca-Cola. And my final thoughts on this figure. I really like it. I think it's an upgrade over the last Batgirl that we have gotten. That Batgirl was a bit more cartoony. She had a really happy expression on her face. It was just a bit more positive looking Batgirl. This one is a bit more mature and kind of more stoic, more Batman looking than the other one. And I much prefer this actually. The paint applications are quite nice. I like the gray and the yellow on this. Really like the articulation. There's some really nice elbow articulation as we have taken a look at that. As you can see, she can pull off a nice action pose using the display stand. The only problem is that you really have to use that because she has really narrow feet and she has a lot of weight going around on her torso because of the cape and everything. So it's kind of hard to balance her out. But overall, I think it's a nice looking figure. Really fits in with the other Batman, Bat Family figures if you have a display of those. So this is my review of the DC Multiverse Batman 3 Jokers Batgirl. If you liked the video, consider leaving a like, or if you didn't like the video, consider leaving a dislike. That's an option for you as well. It was me, the Collector, and I'll see you later.